What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and a lot of people were talking yesterday about Michael B. Jordan and his character of Killmonger, as most people were left wondering once again, how does someone in Hollywood get this out of touch? How is it possible for your perception, your mind to be so warped that you think this is okay? And it was about his take about his character Killmonger, whether they were a villain or not. And of course, Michael B. Jordan's take was, no, he's not a villain whatsoever. It left a lot of people going through that movie, going through Killmonger's motivations and saying, how could you possibly think this is not villainous in any way, shape, or form? Here's a headline from Bounding Into Comics. Michael B. Jordan explains why he believes Killmonger is not a villain, despite the character detailing plans for mass murder. And that's absolutely what was going to happen. That was his plan the entire time. But you do have a group of people. I don't want to say a big group of people because it's not big, but I would say significant. You have a significant amount of people who think the same way Michael B. Jordan does, that they look at Killmonger, they look at his motivations, they look at the type of people that he wanted to wipe off the face of the earth, and they're okay with that. And that should be a little bit disturbing to everyone. My Black Panther character Michael B. Jordan, who played Eric Killmonger, recently explained why he believes the character is not a villain. Jordan's comments came in a recent interview with Taylor Rooks for the Bleacher Report, and I do have that up here. This is going to be the little video we're going to play. What really set this off, I got to bring this up, was a tweet from Get Fandom. Now, I have to pull this up in an incognito tab because for some reason these people have me blocked. I have no idea why the Get Fandom account, 500,000 followers, like why would they possibly single me out and block me? I don't know. I really never reply or retweet these types of things for the most part, but they blocked me because they're pussy ass bitches. Michael B. Jordan says Killmonger wasn't a villain. He cared about his people just as much as T'Challa. He just had a different way of going about getting it done. And you see some people praising him. Yeah, that's true. That's why I loved it too. That's worded a certain way. He cared about his people just as much as T'Challa. All other people, he wanted to kill them. He wanted to wipe them off the face of the earth. He wanted to commit genocide. That's what Killmonger wanted to do. That's what he was attempting to do before T'Challa stopped him. And if you want to say he cared about his people, it's not really true either. He hurt his people as well if they didn't go along with what he wanted them to do. So I think maybe it's just been too long. Maybe Michael B. Jordan's just a little bit skewed in his perspective now. But let's listen to this question as posed by Taylor Rooks from Bleacher Report.
I think about this classic giving back to the community and, you know, this deep love of Black people. I can't help but think about Killmonger. Mm-hmm. And after Black Panther came out, I swear I had this debate for like 3 months. Obviously, there's no definitive answer. Opinion is opinion, but is Killmonger a villain?
No.
Please tell me why. I agree. Yeah. I think like he's an antagonist.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if he's like a bad person. What is your take on it?
My take on...
And I'm also...
I don't know if he's a bad person. So you think that his goal is worthy, that his goal of wiping a certain people off the face of the earth because it's not Black people, you're okay with that. You are okay with that. You think that his goal of basically subjugating and wiping off the face of the earth all people of a certain color because it's not Black people, you are okay with that sentiment. That's what she's saying right now, and that's kind of what Michael B. Jordan's about to explain too.
So right. I'm so happy that I can say we agree on this. No one agreed with me, okay?
Yeah.
Please continue.
Thank God you're surrounded by sane people.
You know that feeling when you're like, I'm one up on you. Yeah. How are you going to argue with Killmonger? Okay. All right. So
That's a good one.
Give me your take.
No, I think he was a necessary part of the conversation.
Yes.
You know, I think, you know, he cared about his people just as much as, you know, T'Challa. He just had a different way of going about getting it done.
Yeah.
I think he was a historian.
Yeah, you're right. He was willing to freely murder innocent people, right? That's what he wanted to do. And that's what he did throughout this movie. Remember how we get introduced to him? we get introduced to him where he is setting up this entire thing with Claw, right? He's setting up this entire heist in this museum. He's talking to this woman. And then he sets it up so she falls down. They call in the paramedics, right? They call in the paramedics who are his buddies. There's Claw right there. I don't know if we can get a good view. Who then proceeds to kill a bunch of people in this room, right? Including this guy. Remember what happens to him?
It's okay. You can go, but just don't tell anyone, all right?
Right? That's what he says. This is Michael B. Jordan sitting next to his Killmonger, sitting next to him the entire time. Now, does Killmonger, this good, this kind, this good, gentle soul, this just part of the conversation guy, does he say, why did you have to do that? Why did you have to kill somebody like that? No.
Bro, why you ain't just shoot him right here?
Because it's
Why you ain't just shoot him right here? That's the hero, Killmonger, that they would like to have you believe is a hero.
That studied history, you know, the history of, you know, government and oppression. And, you know, Eric's a really smart guy, you know what I'm saying? MIT graduate. The guy is like, he's very intelligent, and there's never been any intelligent villains, evidently. He saw that there was only really one way to change things, you know? So he went about that. And I don't think his argument was completely wrong. I don't think T'Challa's argument was completely wrong. I think it was a necessary conversation that needed to be had. To be had.
What? This is lunacy, right? And it's lunacy for people that agree with this. And it's one thing to be like, you know what? I see part of where he's coming from. I see part of that argument, you know, as to why someone might feel that way. But then to make the step and say, no, he's not a villain. No, he was just a part of the necessary conversation that had to happen about wiping certain people off the face of the earth, right? And throughout this, I love this bounding in a comics article, actually, because they kind of take a couple things that he says and points out certain parts in here where it's completely off base. While Jordan claims Killmonger cared more about his people as much as T'Challa, the movie clearly shows that's not the case. When T'Challa asks Killmonger what he wants, he bluntly replies, "The throne." Y'all sitting up here comfortable. Must feel good. It's about 2 billion people all over the world that look like us, but their lives are a lot harder. Wakanda has the tools to liberate them all. Killmonger says he wants Wakanda weapons, and T'Challa says our weapons will not be used to wage war. It is not our way to be judge, jury, executioner for people who are not our own. Killmonger says not your own, but didn't life start right here on this continent, so ain't all people your people? So by saying that, there Killmonger says all people are your people, if that's what he's going to try to say, right? If that's what he's going to try to make this argument from. And he's okay with doing those types of things you just saw, wiping them off the face of this planet, recklessly killing them for no reason. That's his people too, according to what we heard Michael B. Jordan just say. And you can find example after example in the movie that clearly points to Killmonger being a villain. He was a villain. And the fact that people want to see him in some sort of savior way is very strange. And honestly, it's a little bit dangerous. It's a little bit dangerous to have people just saying that, you know what? Yeah, that was a good thing. That was a good thing that he wanted to do. He wasn't a villain. He was just another part of the conversation. This is just one more thing to point to where Hollywood people are truly insane. They are putting things in these movies. You might think that they wanted you to see Eric Killmonger as a villain. Maybe they didn't. Maybe some of the people that put this in there actually believe that. Actually believe that Killmonger was just doing it from another perspective, but he's not evil whatsoever. That is the dangers of some of this propaganda. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.